We're here with Stephen Nemorvski, and he's with Grassroots from Aspen, Colorado. We're going to talk about the proper function of government, his view on what the government should do and what it shouldn't do, how it should be organized. And then maybe he says that he doesn't really discuss specific issues, but he may be inclined at some moment to discuss them or not. Thank you for appearing on The Bottom Line.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
So, what do you think is the proper function of government?
Well, government has a lot of functions. Some of the basic functions are public safety and security, which is the main one. I believe education is a proper function of government. I think government should be there to solve problems for the downtrodden, the people that are really serious need, that need help. And those are some of the main functions.
So, you think that the government should redistribute its citizens' wealth?
It should not be a goal of government to redistribute citizens' wealth, but again, if you have the downtrodden, helpless people who can't function or survive but for government stepping in to help them, that is the time when they are going to be redistributing the wealth, yes.
Should the government protect the citizens against environmental hazards like the BP oil spill?
Well, that's a good question. I hadn't thought about the answer to that one. Well, again, if it's a public safety type of issue, which I guess that is, because you now have an oil spill in your water, etc. Yes, but part of the question then becomes, at what level should government solve that problem? If there's redress to the courts, and the court system is there to address the problem, should government let that part of the system work its way through, or should government step in to preempt? So I think there's times when, again, you have to let government go back to its roots and solve problems in the way the Constitution, whether it's federal or state, was set up to solve the problem. And if the court system is there to solve the problem, I would believe you to let the system try to work first.
Should the government protect peaceful citizens against people that want to use force to take their money?
Well, as I said, public safety is clearly a job of government. But when you said take their money, you're talking about a robbery? I mean, that's the job of the police, of course.
Protect any citizens from other citizens that would like to use force to take their money. Is that a proper function of government to offer that protection?
I would think so.
Well, can you live well if other people can legally gang up on you and forcefully take your money?
Well, again, when you say forcefully, I assume you mean through a physical measure of force, right? There's a gun, there's a knife, you're being robbed. The government's there to protect you from that, sure.
Well, make you pay under threat of force is what I mean, yeah.
I guess I'm not understanding what it means make you pay under threat of force, as opposed to like there's a gun to you or a knife to you.
A threat of force where if you don't pay them the money that they want, they will use force against you. They won't let you just hang out like we are.
Well, again, that's a crime, and if someone's committed a crime, the government should step in to protect you from someone committing crimes, yes.
So should the government redistribute its citizens' wealth by forcefully taking money from some citizens through taxes in order to provide free goods and services for others?
Well, that's a pretty broad question. And now you're getting to the issue side of our conversation, which I don't take a position on. Government has the legal authority to tax people, correct? So if you're defining taxation of people as a deliberate redistribution of wealth, that's one end of the spectrum.
Well, taxation can be redistribution of wealth. It might not be. If it's forcefully taking money from some citizens in order to provide free goods and services for others, then it's redistribution of wealth. So should the government do that?
I guess in the extreme example that you're presenting, that should not be the business of government.
However, previously you had said that the government should do that.
No, I said there are times when a legitimate government role is to take care of people who are downtrodden and who under those circumstances don't have any opportunity to rehabilitate themselves, short-term or perhaps long-term, and government, yes, should be in a position of trying to help those people. But you're characterizing it at a far extreme that is more broad and not as limited as what I was talking about.
Well, I was talking about the government serving as an instrument of some people that want to get other people's money to take their money and give it to the people that want their money. For example, let's take an example like the farmers. They want the government to force other people to pay for not farming. So they pass a law where the farmers can receive money even though they don't farm acreage. And so the government is serving as an instrument to extract money from one group to give to another. Is that protecting the taxpayers or not?
Well, again, it's hard to respond to this specific example that you're giving because what you're doing is you're characterizing a role of government, whether it's legitimate or not, where they collect tax dollars, correct?
Yeah, I'm not talking about all tax dollars.